Alright guys, so today's video we're going to take a look at a pair of AirPods Pro clones. Now I get sent these things all the time. You can see I've got several pair here, a black pair, a white pair, and even a pair from the same company that I actually refused to do a video on before because I didn't think they were really that great. So the pair we're going to check out today is their new version, the i500. These come in at $70. Now when you look at it price wise, these are $70 when the original AirPods Pro are $250. So these come in at a fraction of the cost, and I really want to look and see if we can get similar sound, if we can get some of the same features, and if it's worth saving a lot of money and picking up clones. So the first thing is, why would somebody be interested in buying the clones? Well, really it comes down to the price. If you can spend $70 and get something that's kind of similar to something that's $250, that's kind of a no-brainer. And a lot of people don't listen to music to really hear things in music or hear details and some people just don't care that much about the audio. Some people just care that it looks like they have a pair of AirPods. It's like if somebody went out and bought a fake purse, like, you know, a fake Louis Vuitton purse just looks like you have it, but you didn't spend the price of an original Louis Vuitton purse. It's more so people on the outside can think that you have the money or you just don't want to feel left out. But for whatever reason, that's why these clones exist. Let's go ahead and start with the packaging. The packaging on the outside actually looks fairly close. Now these do not have the Apple logos on the outside of the boxes like some of the other ones that I've seen, so it is kind of missing that detail. But other than that, I think they did a really good job of printing the AirPods on the outside. It has that raised print so you can kind of feel that they're there. Printed on the back, you can see that you have the AirPods in their case, and then you have some of the details on labels on the bottom. So as far as the packaging on the outside goes, I mean, it kind of gives you the illusion that they're AirPods, but it is missing some of the logos. Now when you open up the box, the packaging is fairly similar to the AirPods. You have your little tray that has your directions, and the one thing that this one got right that some of the other ones didn't is this one also includes the lightning cable and then those proprietary silicone ear tips. Now I have seen some of the AirPods Pro clones where it looks like your basic silicone ear tips that would fit on any earbuds, but the original AirPods Pro has a proprietary fitting. So it's more of an oval shape, and it's not something that you can just go throw any ear tip on. And so they actually did mimic that very well. Now, as far as the charging case, it has your pairing button on the back. It actually opens and closes a lot better than some of the other ones that I've seen. It has that AirPods snap to it, which you can hear here. This is one of those things, again, a lot of people find satisfying. You could just sit there and click this thing all day. But for the most part, this has a very similar weight to it. It has a really nice build to it. The lid itself doesn't feel flimsy or feel kind of just off balance like some of the other ones that I've tested. Overall, the case does a very nice job. And then you have your little indicator light on the outside, which you can sit this on a wireless charger and it will charge wirelessly just like the AirPods Pro. Now moving over to the AirPods themselves, this is where things start to get a little bit different. Because one thing you do notice right off the bat is on the original AirPods Pro, they have vents for microphones and different things, where on these copies, you're basically getting decals. These do have a little bit of the texture that you can feel, but for the most part, they're not functioning the same as the original. They're pretty much there for looks, kind of like the reason you would buy these. Because as far as the sound goes, I'd say they're actually fairly decent. But one thing you want to keep in mind when you're buying these knockoffs or copies is there's going to be some quality control issues. And I actually had some with these where the volume on the left earbud was slightly higher than the one on the right. The battery on the right earbud drained a little bit faster than the one on the left. Controls worked some of the times and some of the times they didn't. But let's go ahead and start first with the fact that it does have the H1 chip. So when you open up the lid of the case, the one thing that you're used to with AirPods is you notice the pop-up screen on your iPhone or iPad or whatever Apple device that you have, so that you have that quick pairing feature. And another thing that they did include on this, which I do like, is in the Bluetooth settings, you can go through and you can rename these. It does give you the illusion that it has the noise canceling mode and the transparency mode. and some of those other things that you would think that you could control, but it's more so just for an illusion. I mean, it even has the ear fit test that the AirPods Pro have, but it's going to tell you you have a good fit every time, even if they're not in your ear. Now, as far as the controls, this is another thing that, again, I kind of had some issues with. I was expecting track control, and the only thing that I could really control from here was play, pause, and I could summon Siri when I needed to. So that part did work. That part I was impressed with, but not having volume control and not actually having track control really just kind of made you feel like you were limited. All you could do is just play and pause. Now, it does have these smart sensors where if you do need to remove them from your ears, it will automatically pause your music, and it does actually auto resume when you put them back in. Just expect that you can pop these open, pair them the way you want, be able to name them what you want, and then just listen to music. That's kind of about where you want to stop your expectations. So for $70, you're going to get the look of having AirPods Pro. You're going to get similar sound. I mean, I think the sound was pretty close. Again, off balance because one was louder than the other, but it still had that punchy bass. Having the silicone ear tips is giving you that seal. They're definitely warm and bass heavy. I didn't have any issues with hearing vocals. I didn't have any issues with hearing details. I already don't think that the AirPods Pro are the best sounding earbuds out there anyway, but I do think these are pretty comparable. Again, lower your expectations because you're also lowering the cost. Now, as far as the noise canceling feature, it doesn't work. Like, these are not blocking out any noise, so don't expect that from these. But one thing I was actually surprised about was the mic quality. I felt like the mic quality did a very good job of picking up my voice. Now, AirPods are really known for their microphones, so for this to even have a decent microphone at all, where at $70 you can get kind of close to AirPod quality microphones, I think was really impressive. But you guys can judge that by listening to a test here. Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the AirPods Pro clone. As you can tell, it's doing a really good job of picking up my voice, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played in the background, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So the overall consensus of this product is in a market where there is a bunch of clones that do a lot of things wrong and a lot of things that aren't even close to what you're trying to buy the copy of, these do a very good job. I was actually surprised. I wasn't expecting noise canceling to work or transparency mode or anything like that. There is going to be a link in the description if you are interested in checking these out. There are also a lot of companies that sell these and a lot of pretty untrustworthy companies. This is from a company that I've recommended before. It does take about a couple of weeks to get it because of where it's coming from, but I've had no issues getting stuff that I've ordered. Other people have had no issues, so that's why I could recommend buying from this company. But if you're going to buy from somebody else, just be a little careful with who you're buying from. Kind of check sources and make sure stuff like that is okay. Now, is it going to completely replace buying the AirPods Pro? No. Obviously, the AirPods Pro is a much more refined product. You know that quality control is going to be a lot better, and then you're going to get the functions that you want. But overall, for a clone in a market where a lot of other AirPods Pro clones are not doing things right, these are doing some of the things right. But guys, that's my video on the i500 AirPods Pro clones. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.